Hello everybody and welcome for the new game dev episode. So here today I will show you how my car turns better. So as you can see, we're in Unreal Engine in the base map where I test everything. I've even placed some houses. I'm testing some decoration. We have here the new version of the steering parameters. We have all of that in the basic car blueprint. So just to explain that, so basically we have one blueprint for each car to drive, to function. Everything on those blueprints depends on the last stage of calculus. I mean, for that you need parameters you have only on the current pawn. It's something I could explain better on another tutorial, but everything that I could have put on that I put in a common part of the code that works for every car. It's the same. So to make the same steering I needed to find a formula because each car has a very different top speed. For example, the Hyundai has a top speed of 100 miles an hour, 160 kilometers an hour approximately, but the F1 has 300 miles an hour of maximum, so it makes about 500 kilometers per hour of top speed. So I couldn't use the same parameters for both cars, although I thought, because I was using a map range clumped. So that kind of thing, you enter one value and depending on two values you choose, for example 0 and 300 for the F1, we would output between 1 and 0.02. Those are the values I want to output. For example, if you're going very slow, you will have a very high steering, and if you're going very fast, your car won't steer as much. So this was what I used before, and that was different for each car because it needed to be accurate for the speeds. But now I'm using the steering calculus, so we have a small formula, not so complex I will say. We divide the speed by minus 138, we raise e to the power of that thing, then we use the 1 minus this value, then we multiply everything by minus 1.57, we add 1.5 and we multiply it by the steering input. So basically the steering input is a value between 0 and 1. On keyboard it's only zeros and ones, but it's also minus 1, depends on where you steer left or right. And on a controller it goes all the range from minus 1 to 1, so it goes all in betweens. We multiply by that to ensure that our formula applies and adds the right direction and the right scale. So I will make a small demonstration just after that. I have here the formula, so I only input the max and minimum values I wanted, and I made a graph, so I had to adjust everything, every parameter one by one, for example, like that. That is an application free to use for everyone that we use actually in college to make physics calculations about transformations in atoms when you mix two mixtures. But I used that to make an inverse exponential curve, so it's not a logarithm, it's kind of like an exponential but sideways. I can make an edit on video software, you will see that is an exponential, and here we have the inverse exponential. As we say, it's order 1 magnitude 1 reaction on the physics basic chemistry level. And I added some values in and there to make it accurate for the cars. So if you look at that, when you're going slowly up to approximately 40 miles an hour, you have 1 of steering power, so you will steer at the maximum angles that the car can steer, and then more you accelerate, less you steer, and it's inversely proportional to your speed, so it's not directly linked because we have some parameters, but more you accelerate, more you go faster you go, less you steer, and then you have this minimum here, but it's not clearly the minimum. The minimum is a little bit over there at approximately half this value, but we don't care because no car will go as fast, and approximately at that value you are not steering at all. it's like 0.1 of your original 10% of your original steering power, so that makes a really low steering ability. On the map, as you can see, on very low speeds my car steers very well, except my computer lags a bit, so it doesn't steer that much. But as you can see, I can just avoid the cars, they will avoid me as well, and they use the exact same code than me right now, so they steer with the same function. So with that function that I've shown you, it's really nice because it was quick and easy to put in place, and it works really great. As you can see, we're already at 200 miles an hour, 200 kilometers an hour, and we still steer great. And the cars now avoid you or try to, so that's way better for the driving. I'm not the perfect driver on computer, here I am on keyboard to show you that this works on every support, but with a controller it's obviously more recommended. And as you can see, at 300 kilometers an hour, so I would say 200 miles an hour, you start to steer a little bit less and to have a more difficult steering. So it's kind of realistic, and it prevents you to have any accident with any cars in that game, so that's pretty perfect. And what shows me that it's better than before is not that, of course. Let's just reinitialize position and continue the run while I'm talking. What indicates that it's better than before, it's that now I gained 10 seconds on my top lap for this map with every car, basically. So the F1 I went from 1 minute and 55 seconds to 1 minute and 45 seconds. So that's actually quite a gain. I think it's more than 5 or 6%. So that's quite an impressive gain. And the AI have this gain too, because they use the same steering code. So I highly recommend you to subscribe or leave a like comment, so that shows me that you have interest in that game and that I can spend money to publish it, because it's not free for me. And I will try to upgrade it to make it way better. The next updates should be on the scores, because right now you can make a top score, but I want it to be engraved and to have the best scores. And then on maps decorations, so I will make new maps and new visuals, and everything that can be improved in that game will be. So it takes time to develop a game like this, and if you like it, if you enjoy it, please tell me in comments what you want me to add in that. I really hope you enjoyed this technical video. I will make more if that is an interesting topic for you. Thank you for watching and enjoy your day.